comments can be texted to 609-605-2748 with your name and address. They will be read aloud, and a response will be given, if warranted, during public portion. We'll now have the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On March 26, 2020, notice of this meeting was emailed to the Courier-Post newspaper and duly posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. We'll now have roll call at this time. Franny?
Councilman DeAngelis?
Here.
Councilman Casey?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Wilhelm?
Here.
Councilman Haggerty?
Here.
Councilman Bider?
Here.
Mayor Sauter.
Here.
For the record, we also have on this call Borough Solicitors Howard Long and Chris Long, Borough Solicitor Steve Bach, Emergency Management Coordinator Jim Burley, Chief of Police Bill Walsh, DPW Director Joe Ciano, Highway Superintendent Pat Gallagher, Water Sewer Superintendent George Reynolds, Recreation Superintendent Gary Sauter, and EMS Supervisor Chuck Hannah.
Thank you. Now entertain a motion for approval of the meeting minutes from February 27, 2020.
D'Angelo here. Motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and accept them as presented.
I second the motion. Councilman DeAngelis.
Motion made second. Roll call, Franny?
Councilman DeAngelis?
Yes.
Councilman Casey?
Yes.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm?
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty?
Yes.
Councilman Bider?
Yes.
Any communications, Fran?
We have no communication.
Thank you. We'll now go into committee reports. Councilman DeAngelis.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is the Highway Department Division. I'd like to thank our employees of the Highway Department Division for their hard work and their dedication to their job during these trying times. They are essential workers due to the fact that we have recyclables and trash that still need to be picked up. We've been utilizing extraordinary measures to safely perform such duties as those, the recycling and the trash collection. Every safety precaution is being taken to allow the men to continue their assigned duties. We would ask that anyone that's putting out mattresses should place the mattresses in a disposable bag. These can be purchased at either Home Depot or Lowe's. They're not that expensive. In addition, the mattresses need to be left at the curb in a minimum of 48 hours after normal collection. And then we'll have a special truck will go around and will pick them up. We ask the residents to please keep in mind the safety of our men. It's nice that they'll be placing these in the zipper lining for the guys, and they won't get soaked due to the fact that we've had just a ton of rain here. Makes it easier for the guys to pick them up curbside. Our concrete and asphalt projects have been slowed due to the fact that we can't get delivery of a lot of the material possible, and everybody be safe at this time. Thank you, Mayor. That's all.
Thank you, Paul. Councilman Casey.
Thanks, Mayor. Report from the Water Division. I'm happy to report the ion resin filtration system has been installed at the Warren Avenue treatment plant. The system was delivered on March 24th and installed by our Belmar DPW employees. The company Suez, they were quite impressed with our employees on all the extra work that needs to be, or the prep work that needs to be done before this installation could be fulfilled. So once again, we have excellent workers, and the sewage was quite impressed with them, and we already knew it. So we'll be performing the startup procedures this week for that treatment plant. Please be mindful, the NJDEP requires numerous testing to be performed prior to the system being placed back online. We will continue to provide the water to Belmar water customers from the Leaf and Bell treatment plant until all testing is completed and the NJDEP approves the treatment process. The public notice number 3 and consumer confidence report regarding Belmar Water will be delivered via the U.S. Postal Service towards the middle of April. The Sewer Division. Due to the pandemic, the following services have been suspended until further notice. Inside riding of the sewer line, plunging off of toilet sinks within any residential or commercial property. The division will continue to service outside cleanouts, sanitary sewer pump stations, and 85 miles of sanitary sewer mains. We're requesting that residents do not flush anything other than toilet paper down their toilets. We have experienced problems with our pumps due to baby wipes, rags, and other items. We appreciate your cooperation during these stressful times. Out of our construction office, they're still open, processing permits and doing inspections to any business that has the lockbox and residences needing inspection of outside projects. We did have one complaint come in reference to 101 Glenview Avenue. Jim, if you could take care of that for me.
Yes, Councilman. Our office was made aware of that, and we did a site visit within 24 hours of us being notified. And we have been in contact with the DCA and are currently working on that issue with them.
Great, thanks. And that's all I have, Mayor. Just everyone stay healthy.
Thank you, Damon. Councilman Angelo.
Thank you, Mayor. The Recreation Department. All recreation facilities have been closed, and all events are delayed until further notice. We will be in discussion with the athletic organizations after this crisis passes to see how we can start their seasons and support the leagues and associations. Tonight you will see 2 resolutions being brought to the table. All things considered, not as important as they were 2 or 3 weeks ago. However, planning for the future. The first authorizes submission of a Camden County open space grant for the reconstruction of the East Side Dog Park. The second resolution authorizes the submission of a Camden County open space grant for the creation of a score booth concession stand at the Belmar Baseball Complex and the roof replacement at the girls softball field on Warren Avenue. As an FYI, the building on Essex Avenue has structural issues, which now prohibits the building from any further usage. That's all I have from the rec department. Everyone be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Councilman Wilhelm.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, the courts are closed. Municipal court is closed until further notice. With regard to communications, the website as well as the Facebook page is being updated with the information that's provided by emergency management during their every other day meetings. There's also links being posted as are relevant to the situation, and as we receive them, we post the links on the website also. And lastly, Mayor, I just want to thank all the borough employees, especially police, fire, and EMS for the fine job that they're doing, as well as the highway department and DPW. Emergency management coordinator Jim Burley and deputy coordinator Dan Dorenzo are doing an outstanding job keeping the information flowing and keeping our equipment stocked and up to date. We really appreciate their hard work. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Craig.
Mayor, Borough Solicitor Howard Long, may I interject?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. For the benefit of everybody that may be listening, there's a little bit of background noise. If we can remember to mute our phones, so it cannot pick up any background sounds, it'll make the meeting flow a little bit easier. And whether it's council members speaking or any members that they may call upon who was also participating in the conference call on behalf of the borough, if you could state your name before you speak under any circumstance so that the public has an ability to understand who is speaking. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Councilman Haggerty.
Thank you, Mayor. I too just want to thank all the borough employees for doing a great job, especially first responders. They're doing a great job. Our OEM team keeping us up to date daily on the changes going on. So keep up the good work. Stay safe out there. We also had an incident with our police department over the weekend. They did a fine job of a situation that could have got very serious, and they did a great job with that. So to them, good job on that, and everybody be safe. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Steve. Councilman Byron.
Good evening. Again, thank you to all the borough employees and residents for your cooperation during this very difficult time. We, right now, have no idea how long this pandemic will last, but with your cooperation, we will get through it. Our emergency management team has been fantastic, daily updates. As far as budget, just to give you a quick update, based on the new state guidelines, March was going to be the introduction. However, now it's going to be May, the final approval with introduction of the budget coming in April. At this point, because it's another 30-day closure, it will probably be placed online by the CFO, and you'll be able to have any contact and questions prior to the council meeting. Our goal is to have it on the morning of the April meeting, so you'll be able to view it before the introduction. So right now it'll be introduced in April, final in May, and that's all I have, Chuck.
Thank you, Rick. Under my report, I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank you, the residents, for abiding by Governor Murphy's stay-at-home order. During these uncertain times, as we all deal with the coronavirus outbreak, the borough continues to provide the best possible services to you, the residents, while keeping our employees as safe as possible. Trash, recycling pickup, water and sewer services will continue. Borough Hall is closed to the public. However, majority of our staff is working from home. All voice and email messages are being answered. Our borough clerk, Fran Clay, can be reached during the day at 856-933-1315, extension 1209. Public Works Department and our office staff for their dedication and cooperation during this pandemic. Also, if you check out our webpage, we have one up there recently posted, Help Us to Help Others. We're doing a food drive to help our seniors and the less fortunate in town for non-perishable food items. You can check the website for all the details. We have a bin located at the main entrance to the municipal building and one at the gates of the Recreation Department. Also, contact information. We do have volunteers that have signed up to help bag the groceries and deliver them to those in need. So stay safe, stay strong. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call upon our engineer, Steve Fox, for an update on the water.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilman Casey actually did the majority of the lifting here on the report. We have installed the temporary PFNA ion resin removal system. The requirement from our December 17, 2019 remedial measures approval was to have the system operating and in place by March 31st. I'm happy to report that we are in place and we will initiate our startup testing tomorrow. Again, we will not place the Warren Avenue Water Treatment Facility in service, meaning into the potable water system, until all the testing has been completed and approved by DEP. All the residents of Belmar that receive water from the Belmar water system will continue to have their water provided by the Leapman Bell facility. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. I'd like to now call upon our Emergency Management Coordinator, Jim Burley, for an update.
Yes, Mayor, just to bring up a brief overview on where we're at. So late February, early March, our emergency management team took immediate action and started our planning process very early into this event. By reacting quickly and with the support of the Mayor and Council, we're able to procure much-needed anticipated safety equipment from numerous vendors before the demand became too great and the equipment became scarce, as we see today. We've had daily briefings with our emergency management team and department heads, along with the governing body, in order to ensure the borough's continuity of business is adjusted accordingly for day-to-day operations. Safeguards were put into place early on to ensure there was no disruption of critical services to our community. We've kept in contact with the county, state, and federal officials to ensure that we have the most accurate information. I'm quite comfortable saying that our first responders are well equipped with the proper safety equipment for the next few weeks. We've also requested additional PPE through the county that will last us into 30 days plus. Our office has already submitted preliminary requests to FEMA for reimbursement, and to date, this epidemic has cost the borough of Belmar approximately $9,000, which we should get a large portion of that back, hopefully through federal funding. I'd like to say a special thanks to all the volunteers in the community, our workforce here at the borough, and our governing body for their continued support. And as long as we continue to work together, we'll get through this together safely and efficiently. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Jim. Please conduct your management team on behalf of myself and the council. Thank you for their dedication and the hard work they're doing. At this time, we'll open up to the public portion. Questions or comments can be texted to 609-605-2748 with your name and address. They will be read aloud. Response will be given in warning. Fran, I'll go over to you now.
Okay, Mayor, we have a question from Ann Forline, 225 McCollum Avenue, South Jersey Observer, in reference to the drainage project at Sauter Park. She'd asked for an update, and if we could explain. Josiano, if you could take that one.
Good evening, everybody. So the Borough of Belmar extended the original walking track at Salters Park during the resurfacing phase in 2016. And in doing so, paved in an area that is prone to tidal flooding. During the tidal flooding, the water lays on the walking track. We looked at many options after this had happened, one of them being a tidal valve and one of them being the what we have right now, which is basically a bridge over the water. We've been in communications with other municipalities such as Brooklawn and Westville, Gloucester City, and Mount Ephraim to try to combat any localized flooding near the Brooklawn Circle. So what we tried to do was not put in anything that would obviously affect any other communities. So out of every option was the actual raising of the walking track, and that's what we did there. We are pretty much completed except for some paving alongside the walking track itself. So hopefully I answered everybody's questions tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Next, we have from Anna Forline. Question and explanation, I believe Mr. Bach's going to be able to handle this, for the Riparian grant application for the Belmar waterfront development.
Mayor, this is Howard Long, the Borough Solicitor. In working with Mr. Bach, I think he'll be able to provide us an explanation with that.
Thank you.
Yes, Steve Bach here. So the resolution is for the endorsement of an application to the state of New Jersey to extinguish approximately a little over 4,000 square feet of riparian grant rights. What we have for our portion of the Belmar waterfront development, meaning what is owned by the Borough of Belmar, we have a recorded property boundary that goes back to 1977. Against that boundary is approximately 4,100 square feet of title, TIDAL, claims from the state of New Jersey as riparian rights. This application is to ask the state of New Jersey to extinguish that 4,100 square feet of riparian rights, so the boundary that is recorded would match up with having clear title, TITLE, with no claims for riparian rights from the state of New Jersey. This is really an application that would just clear up the overlap between two varying legal descriptions of the property. The understanding is that this would have no cost to the Borough of Belmar, and all costs would be borne by the Belmar waterfront development. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And Mayor, this is Howard Long, Borough Attorney. I can confirm that that is the case. This is being done at no cost to the borough.
Thank you both. Fran?
1 minute. Next questions from Mark Sharp, Anthony Drive. Please advise if meetings will continue to be live streamed.
Mayor, this is the Howard Long again, the Borough Attorney, if I may address that.
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Mayor. My answer is that the Department of Community Affairs initially, and then the legislature adopted changes to the law which permit live streaming in the manner in which we are doing this evening for the foreseeable future. Given the circumstances surrounding the state with respect to the pandemic, this is the preferred method of engaging the mayor and council in a meeting with the best level of public participation that we're able to achieve. The DCA also issued some guidelines about different methods to use to live stream your meetings. In fact, this was one
that may be, we'll go back to our regular method of doing the meetings in person.
Thank you, Howard.
Next from Mr. Sharp, will budget, PowerPoint presentation, and best practice audit for this year be posted online?
Councilman Bider?
As I stated earlier, the budget will be put on a PowerPoint and will be put on before the initial introduction for people to review.
And Mayor, with regard to the best practices, Howard Long speaking, that's a public document, it's filed with the state, so I would not have any problem putting that, on the website, there's no issues there. Although it's not a document that's required, it is a public document, so there wouldn't be any issues.
Thank you, Howard.
You're welcome.
Howard, Mr. Sharp is asking if you can please post the guidelines that you just spoke about on live stream for the residents.
Fran, I know I've sent you 1,000 things in the last month. I know that was one of them, but I can dig it out and resend it to you if you would like to get it posted. It was, it's actually a pretty good narrative of what's permitted with respect to the live streaming. So I can absolutely pull that out of the multitude of documents you and I have been going back and forth with and make sure that you have that singled out so that you can make that public.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I believe this has already been answered. Further explanation of the Riparian grant, and when will the next waterfront steering committee meeting be held for the public?
So, this is Howard Long, Mayor, if I may. I had a conference with the redevelopment folks and also Mr. McKenna by telephone last week, and there's some documents coming over to me that I'm anticipating reviewing with respect to the project. First, I would obviously like to update mayor and council with respect to the contractual issues in an executive session, and then I would suspect at that time that the mayor and council would make a determination of what type of public format to review that agreement would be most appropriate moving forward. So I don't think there's anything planned yet because I'm awaiting the final documents, which I am told will be put on a thumb drive for me and forwarded to me by council. But once I have an opportunity, and mayor and council are aware, once I've had an opportunity to review the final documents with you, at that point you can make arrangements for any public input that you'd like to receive.
Thank you, Howard.
Last from Mr. Sharp, please advise if bill list be listed also.
I believe we did that for last month, correct?
I don't know. I will double check that, Mayor. I will check with our website coordinator.
Okay. If not, then make a copy available for Mr. Sharp.
Will do. Thank you. 1 minute. From Christian Alfonso, 112 Glenview Avenue. We have been watching construction perform on a recently purchased house at 101 Glenview Avenue, Belmar, New Jersey. The renovations have been ongoing for many months, which strikes us as a bit suspicious because much of the work that we have observed has been done after hours and during weekends. On occasions, we have stopped by to see the progress and noticed major renovations. Main bearing walls have been removed, possibly without blueprints. Plumbing has been changed along with what looks like shoddy electric work, open wires buried in the ceiling. And rumor has it that there has been a fraudulent insurance claim put in due to alleged faulty plumbing. Thus far, the work has been done without any permit. Based on the track history of at least one insurance claim, we would hope for the safety of all the surrounding neighbors that you could attempt to bring this house to code. It seems necessary that the walls be opened so the work can be inspected properly, therefore potentially preventing another insurance claim or worse, a catastrophe. It also seems that there should be a fee for attempting to forego the permit requirements and putting the surrounding homes and neighbors at risk due to the lack of inspection. As concerned citizens and neighbors, we are upset that this has been ongoing without any interruptions. We together would like to see some action. Jim, I think you touched on this and talked about it, if you can.
Right.
It's already been addressed.
I'd be more than happy to jump back on that, Mayor, real quick. We did receive a complaint from the DCA because they received it in writing prior to our office receiving it, and within 24 hours, our office responded and visited the site. There was no imminent hazards that were identified immediately that endangered life and public safety. There has been a file that's opened on the property at this point, and we are working with the DCA to follow state regulations. So it is under investigation, and given the state of affairs that the country is in right now, we are doing the best that we can with what we have to deal with.
Next, I have
Thank you, Jen.
Mary Tallini from 22 Walnut Avenue. How many cases of COVID-19 have we had as of today in Belmar? Jim?
As of 5 o'clock today, we have a total of 3.
Did I hear you? You there, Fran?
I am. I'm sorry, Mayor. I'm just trying to catch up to the texts that are coming in. Mr. Sharp.
This is Councilman Casey. Jim, can you say how many cases again? We missed all that.
Sorry, as of 5 o'clock today, Belmar has a total of 3 cases.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Sharp, please inform Mayor that OPRA requested was submitted. I am asking if each month's bill list and check registry is posted along with council minutes. Please advise. Question that I am asking respectful.
Well, I can answer that, Fran. That's not an over request. That's a request that the bill be posted online. And that's a determination that mayor and council can make. You can ask for those documents and certainly receive them. The policy determination as to whether they're posted online is the prerogative of the governing body, respectfully.
We will address that at our next meeting.
Mayor, if we could just give a few moments since we're on delay to make sure there's no other texts that come in.
No problem at all.
Mayor, I have not received any other comments or questions.
Okay, hearing that we have received no additional questions or comments, we will now close the public portion of the meeting and move on to old business. Fran, old business?
I have no old business.
Thank you. New business.
New business, ordinance for second reading, public hearing, adoption. Ordinance 020620, an ordinance establishing an ordinance entitled Hotel Use and Occupancy Tax of the Borough of Belmar, County of Camden, and State of New Jersey.
D'Angelo here. At this time, I would like to request a motion to table.
I'll second that motion, Councilman DeAngelis.
Motion has been made and second. Fran?
Councilman DeAngelis,
Yes.
Councilman Casey,
Yes.
Councilman D'Angelo,
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm,
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty,
Yes.
Councilman Bider.
Yes.
Ordinance 020620 has been tabled and will hold its public hearing on April 23rd, 2020 at 7 p.m. during the regular council meeting of April.
Does your phone need to be muted? Your cell phone, is that where the feedback's coming up?
Next, we have ordinance 020720. Ordinance for registration of foreclosure mortgage properties.
Entertain a motion.
Table, so moved.
Second, DeAngelis.
This time, we will open up for public portion on this ordinance. We'll give it a little delay. Fran, let me know when to go back on.
Mayor, I've gotten no response for public portion.
Thank you. Roll call?
Councilman DeAngelis,
Yes.
Councilman Casey,
Yes.
Councilman D'Angelo,
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm,
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty,
Yes.
Councilman Bider.
Yes.
Ordinance 020820, amending chapter 44036, parking prohibited at all times on the east side of Hall Avenue from Walnut Avenue to Benigno Boulevard.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion, Councilman DeAngelis.
Casey, second. Casey, second.
back on, Fran. We'll give public time.
Mayor, I have a question. Please advise how much of an increase for temporary appropriations, and will this impact residents' local taxes?
Which one is that on, Fran?
Who's it from? Yeah,
39120, the resolution.
Mayor, the question's out of order. Mayor, it's Councilman Wilhelm, I believe the question's out of order. We're waiting for questions on the pending ordinance.
Correct.
That's correct, Mayor. The Borough Solicitor again, Mr. Long. We're receiving comments only on the ordinance, 02:08-20, which is for prohibited parking on the east side of Pole Avenue from Walnut to Benigno.
There is no.
Okay, thank you. Hearing
Ma'am, were
no
there any questions in that regard, Fran?
No, there has not been.
Okay. Roll call. Close the
Council-
public portion and go to roll.
Councilman DeAngelo,
Yes.
Councilman Casey,
Yes.
Councilman DeAngelo,
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm,
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty,
Yes.
Councilman Bider.
Yes.
Next, we have resolutions 037920 to and through, including 038920.
So moved. Hagerty. Second, Bider.
Motion made second. Roll call, Fran.
Councilman DeAngelis,
Yes.
Councilman Casey,
Yes.
Councilman DeAngelo,
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm,
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty,
Yes.
Councilman Bider.
Yes.
Resolution 039120, authorizing an increase in the temporary appropriation for the 2020 municipal budget.
So moved. Bider.
Second, Wilhelm.
Councilman DeAngelis,
Yes.
Councilman Casey,
Yes.
Councilman DeAngelo,
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm,
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty,
Yes.
Councilman Bider.
Yes.
Last, resolution 039220, authorization payment of bills for March 2020.
D'Angelo, so moved. Second, Hagerty.
Roll call, Fran.
Councilman DeAngelis,
Yes.
Councilman Casey,
Yes.
Councilman DeAngelo,
Yes.
Councilman Wilhelm,
Yes.
Councilman Haggerty,
Yes.
Councilman Bider.
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Bernadette, question that came in regarding the resolution for the appropriation.
Yes, Mayor, it's coming across right now, I believe.
Was that about an increase? This is just due to the late fact of the budget, that we need additional funding until the budget's approved.
So Mayor, again, the Borough Solicitor, Mr. Long, I'd be glad to address that. If I'm not mistaken, in or about our reorg, we do a temporary budget is scheduled to last till our new budget either gets introduced or adopted, and then the regular approved budget by the state would kick in. Because there's been now 2 extensions provided by the state relative to budget introductions and adoptions, all towns across New Jersey are implementing an interim budget, extending their temporary budget till such time as their regular budget can be timely adopted. So that's this is a normal process that's going on across the entire state of New Jersey with all the municipalities. It's really not an increase, it's just an extension of the ongoing temporary budget. I'm not sure how the CFO calculates that initially. It might be based on expected expenses in the first quarter till the budget gets adopted, but I'm sure whatever increase it is, it's prorated based upon that assumption.
Thank you, Howard, appreciate it. Hearing that we have no further business, entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion, Councilman DeAngelo.
Thank you, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is closed.